Well, hello again, fellow thoroughbred racing enthusiasts. I'm Matthew, and Sundays at noon on Rogers Cable TV. All right, time once again for Backstretch Briefs, and Tom's guest this week, jockey J.R. Dailey.
The following show is being brought to you by Equine Insurance Underwriters. They're the people responsible for insuring your valuable racing needs. Call Shirley Ann Eckert at 669-3428. That's Shirley Ann Eckert at 669-3428. It's important to insure those valuable animals that are running behind me, so do it today. On tonight's show, we're here to tell you about a horse called Twanger. He's a 2-year-old that was bought very inexpensively by the fellow to my left and his wife, and to the jockey to the right, and I'm going to introduce him to you. To my left,
Brian Mignot, Diane.
Diane.
And to my right is a jock that I've been riding for quite a few years, is
J.R. Dailey.
Brian, Twanger. You have to tell us about this horse because he's a Cinderella story, and it's the kind of horse that we like to hear about.
Well, he really is a dream horse because I'd had his mother, and she had demonstrated great ability. She had beaten Supernatural in a maiden race, but I always just had faith that she'd be a good broodmare. And when this foal came up in the fall sale of '88, I just had to get him, and it's just been a dream ever since.
When you went to the sale, was there much interest in the horse?
Not really, no. There wasn't basically any interest in him because he was a weanling when I bought him, and but he was a good-looking young horse. He really was. And his mother was sold at the same sale for $1,000, and she was just a gem of a horse. How
long have you been in the business?
I had my first horse in '76.
And you had a horse that we'll probably remember, and I'll let you tell us about him.
I had Monkey's Will in his 3-year-old year with Marge Ellis, and he won three in a row here, and that was my biggest thrill before having Twanger. I liked Twanger's mother too, though, really.
Do you know, of all the people that I've interviewed here, this fella has more fans pulling for him? I don't know how you do it.
Well, there's some very nice people on the racetrack, and if you're nice to people, they're generally nice to you, too. So.
J.R., you've been originally, you started here, then you traveled to other racetracks, and I think you've been to some rather unusual racetracks. You can tell us a little about the B circuit, and we'll get into your family. The B circuit, you've been there for many years.
Yeah, off and on since I've come to Canada. You know, I haven't done so well down here, so got to make a living. But I like it up there. I bought a place in Lumby, BC, and I really like it up there a lot. My dad's up there.
Tell us about your dad.
Oh, he's got cows and cattle and a couple of horses running, and he's got all kinds of little things happening.
If the name Dailey sounds familiar, it's because it's a family of racehorse people, and especially jocks. And tell us about your dad was a rider, and about Randy, your other brother.
Randy's training some horses now. He's just getting rolling. Things are looking pretty good for him. And my little brother rides in El Paso, Texas, with my mom.
You have a horse called Twanger, which is Brian's horse. It's so great to see a combination of people, because usually what happens is when a fella gets a good horse, he starts looking for a better rider, and it shouldn't be that way. If you got a combination, you stick with it. How did you guys ever get together? I'll ask Brian first.
Well, I'd known J.R.'s father, and it was just something that just evolved along. And I told J.R., hey, if you get the horse, I know you can ride as good as anybody. And he's just proven the fact.
J.R., along the same lines, with this horse, Twanger, what's it done for you as far as mentally? Because I know anybody, it has to build them. What's it done for you mentally, having a good horse to ride?
Well, for me, around here, I've never won a stake run. I've won stakes in a few other places, but them are your bread and butter races. If you can get a horse like this and the people stick by you, like Brian stuck by me, it's everything. But, you know, a good horse will make everybody, you know. He makes you ride well. And I just really like the way he runs, and he's just a lot of fun to be on. He does everything right.
When you first got him, Brian, when did you first realize that you might be able to run a little?
The first time we worked him 5/8 of a mile. He started out slow, but he worked in 101, and he just put a lot in at the end, and we kind of suspected right then that he had some ability.
Do you have plans for this horse right now?
Well, whatever Lance says, we'll just carry along with whatever the game plan is. He's getting bigger and stronger, and he's right on his game right now.
Brian, you mentioned Lance Giesbrecht, and he's the horseman's trainer here at Exhibition Park. How did Lance get into the picture?
Well, at the 68 sale, I was sitting with Lance because the ride I'd went out with, a good friend of mine, Judy, deserted me. And Lance and his sponsored PK from Calgary gave me a ride back to town that night. And he says, from here on, I get to train this horse.
So this was somebody else's loss and Lance's gain.
I guess you could say that, yeah.
JR, one last thing I think would be important as far as our listeners. You've written at some other different racetracks, but you've also mentioned that there's somebody else very important to the success of Twanger. You might as well let us know who they are.
Well, Timmy Rycroft, he told me right from the beginning this is a nice horse, and Delbert got on and broke the horse too, so them two had a really lot to do with this horse, and it's just too bad two guys can't ride one horse, because Delbert's just as good as rider as anybody else around here too. But I think they deserve a mention, no doubt.
Is he a hard horse to ride?
No, he's real easy. He's so mature. He acts like he's run all his life. He's very mature, and he's very responsive to what you do on top of him. He's well broke.
This is truly a Cinderella story here at Exhibition Park. I got to thank Diane, Brian, J.R. Dailey. I want to tell you, catch you next week.
Hey.
Hey, JR.
Peace, rock and roll.